Hey, what's going on? It is Paul Farmer. This is Freedom Project Live, episode 91. Episode 91. And what I like to do on these episodes is share with you my experience online. I've been marketing online for over 7 years now. Share with you marketing tips, mindset tips, and just go over what it is, what's going on with me. Okay. So, in an effort to help you get better results, earn some extra income, and whatever else, right? So welcome, Stephen. So today, we just back up just a little bit. So there's been a lot going on lately with me in our family, in our life. We just got a dog. We had cats before, but now we have a dog. So been getting her used to us, so been kind of busy with that. But other than that, I've been really focused on working on my mindset. So I put up a quote, I think it was like a week ago, and it said this. It said, "You cannot escape a prison until you know you're in a prison." Okay. Something like that. I'm paraphrasing, but you cannot escape from a prison until you know you're in a prison. Now that's pretty deep, right? And there's a lot of meanings. I believe there's a lot of meanings to this. So for some people, a prison can be their job. You know, they show up to their job because it's a safe place, because they know it's going to produce an income for them, even if it's not enough income. And because of that, they don't really do anything to improve themselves, to improve their lives, and to uh, do anything to really make things better. To kind of fall in that comfort zone. So that in effect is a prison, right? But really, what I think it means is it's more about our mind, our thoughts. Our thoughts are a prison, right? Because a lot of us are thinking negative thoughts all the time. A lot of us are allowing our fears to really control us and control what we do, really, and what we don't do. So, um, yeah, a lot of us are walking around in a prison and we don't even know it. I mean, it's kind of like like the Matrix, right? With the different pill, red pill, blue pill. I can't remember which one's which, but at some point you gotta like realize, hey, you know what? Things aren't going the way I want them to go, and I need to make a decision to change it. So our thoughts definitely hold us captive if we're not careful. And the beautiful thing, so recently, like I was listening in previous episodes, I talked about I was going through the Bob Proctor "You Were Born Rich," and Bob Proctor basically studied Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, like real deeply for years and years and years and years and years. On that recording, which was, I don't even know when it was made, but it's an older recording. It had been 26 years since he had been studying Think and Grow Rich. Like he went deep into it, and he's known as like the guy, the law of attraction guy, right? um, so I've read, my first time I read Think and Grow Rich was like I was still in college, and I think it was Robert Kiyosaki, one of his books, or I was listening to something he was doing. And Robert Kiyosaki, he said something. I think I can't remember if he had a book list. I can't remember where I got it, but I went to the library and I got a copy of Think and Grow Rich, and it was really, really small print. It was a little tiny book. And when I started reading it, I was like, what the heck is this? This is so hard to read. And, I just didn't, I definitely didn't digest it very much that first time. I read through it. I was kind of bored. I wasn't in the right mindset, but I read through it. That was my first introduction to it. And then later on, this was before I came on to network marketing, online marketing. I wasn't doing any of that. I was just a student, in college. But I knew there had to be more. So, I listened to my first time I started thinking that I could go out and make my own income was Rich Dad Poor Dad. Robert Kiyosaki. That's the first book I read that really planted that seed. Ever since then, I've been working towards, complete freedom, right? And I know for a fact being an employee isn't going to get me there. And I know being just you want to be, there are different sides of the quadrants, but I'm not going to go deep into that. But there's big business and there's investing. That's really where you want to be. Okay. You don't want to be on the employed side or the self-employed side, the small business, right? Because that's just, you're trading time for money. You're not making your money grow. So anyway, just a little bit of my background. So anyway, I eventually come into network marketing. This is years after I first read Think and Grow Rich. So I come in, and one of the books, sure enough, that it was in 2012 when I started. One of the books that I was told to read was, of course, Think and Grow Rich. So again, I go and I read it again, and it doesn't really do much for me. I'm all, yeah, that's cool, whatever. But when I really started getting deeper into it, that was, I think it was like 2013. I think it was 2013. This guy, you may have heard his name, Paul Hutchins. He put together a mastermind. So every day, he still does it. To this day, he still does it. And he goes on and he reads the book, Think and Grow Rich. He reads other books like Psycho-Cybernetics and a bunch of other stuff. So he reads the book, and then he talks. Then they mastermind. They talk about the ideas that just went over, and that's when I really started understanding it better and started getting the concepts. And then, I did that for literally every day. Every day, it was part of my routine. I would get up, and at this time, I was working as a teacher, and I was going into an environment every single day where I had students that were just flat out disrespectful. I had teachers that just hated where they were. They hated their lives. It was just a very negative experience. So before I would go in, I'd listen to this thing. I mean, I had a whole routine I did, but I would listen to, that was part of my daily routine. And, that kept me kind of grounded, but man, it was tough. That is tough when you go in that kind of environment, when everybody's being negative. But yeah, I learned a lot back then going through that. But then whatever happened, I don't know what happened. I kind of stopped tuning into the calls. I think I tuned into them for like a year, maybe 2 years. And then I stopped tuning into them. I got busy with other things and I kind of went away from it. But I've always come back to it. It's like, and every time I come back to it, I learn something different every single time. So going through this process of the Bob Proctor, You Were Born Rich, and I just listened to another one he did, the ABCs of Success. All the stories I heard on that audio were just mind blowing to me, because like one guy went from 18,000 to 500,000. This is way back. Okay. So he was making $18,000. He went to $500,000 in income, like very rapidly. There was another couple that got a house within a month of applying these things. So I was like, wow, there's something really to this. I need to get back into this. So that's what I've really been focusing on lately. And that's why you haven't seen me on videos too much lately, just because I've been really taking more time to really go through and work on the mindset, because that's like, having done this for 7+ years now, the way you think, and I know it's so cliche and everybody says this, but the way you think is how you're going to show up. I mean, it's just and you could take massive action, but if your thoughts are wrong, you're not going to go anywhere. If you're promoting something you don't believe in, you're not going to go anywhere. It's bad energy, and that's going to affect your results. That's why some people can go and they can struggle forever. Like they could be taking the actions and not getting results. But when they really start focusing on their major definite purpose and have a burning desire and have faith that it's going to be accomplished, that's when things really change. For me, with the system I'm with, the one that has created full-time income for me, that's kind of what happened for me. Like I set an intention. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to make this thing work. I'm going to create a full-time income no matter what. There was no going back and like, oh, I'm just going to try it and see. No, it was freaking definite. Like, this is what's going to happen no matter what. I'm doing this until. There was nothing else. And that is one of the things I see, especially new people, like really struggle with, is they want to come in and they want to try something. So they go, oh, yeah, I'm going to test it out and see how it works. And when you come in with that kind of mentality, when you're already planting seeds of doubt, you're already planting seeds of failure. So it's not about trying, it's about doing. It's about setting an intention. It's about having a major definite purpose, having a goal in mind, and focus intently on that goal. Because your subconscious, it doesn't matter if you give it bad information or good information, whatever you give it, it's going to give you back. Okay. It's going to bring into your existence whatever it is you are thinking about the most. So, I mean, I can go deeper into this. I'm not going to go too deep into it, but just understanding the principle of autosuggestion, that is whatever it is that you continually think about, continually repeat, continually speak, that is what's going to come into your life. So one of the things that, and I was doing this way back and I stopped doing it. But one of the things way back was there's two things. There's major definite purpose and self-confidence formula. There's affirmations. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff, but what you want to do is get in the habit of doing it at least once a day, if not more. Is you need to start putting out there what it is you want. And need is weak. I shouldn't say need, but what you want to do is you want to put out there what it is you want. And you want to continually repeat that over and over. And the more emotion you can give to it. So for example, if you want a certain car, one of the things you want to do is you want to go to the car lot and you want to go sit in the car. Maybe take it for a test drive if you can. Take a picture of you sitting in the car. And then when you come back and you're going through your major definite purpose, or you're going through your affirmations or whatever it is you're doing, you want to look at that picture and imagine that car is yours. Okay. This stuff sounds hokey. I know it does. I know when I was first starting, there's no way in hell I would ever take this stuff seriously, but I believe that it does work. I mean, I've seen some things in my own life that I've been doing this with, and it has come to fruition. So I do know it works, you know. But anyway, I'm just going to read the major definite purpose. I put it on a card. He suggests put it on a card and then carry it or with you. You know, read it in the morning, read it in the evening until you memorize it, and then it just becomes a part of you. Okay, so there's a few things you want to know. You want to know exactly when you want to achieve your goal, how much. So how much is it? It has to be a specific amount. You can't go, I just want to make a lot of money. That's not specific. It has to be a specific amount. So let's say you want to make $200,000 in a year. Throw it out there, right? So you want to make $200,000 in a year. You have to put a date on it. When are you going to have that money in your possession? When? Okay. Then you want to go, how are you going to go about doing it? What are you going to give for it? Because you don't get anything for nothing, right? You have to give something for it. And then you just have to believe that it is yours, right? So I can read this. I don't know if I'm going to read this out loud, but it's in the book for sure. And if you want it, I have it in my private group too. So like I have it printed out. You can just grab it there. But what you want to do is you want to read this every day, morning and night, if you can, out loud. Now, I took it a step further, and I also put it on my phone. I got like an audio app. Let me see if I can show you. And what I like about this one is, let me just see. You can't really see it. Maybe you can. See, it's right. That's YouTube. This one right in the corner there with the mic. just go to like your shop, Google Play Store or Apple Store, whatever. Get that app. And what I like about that one, it's free. Well, what I like about it is it loops. So you could click on loop and it will repeat it over and over. So you can read your major definite purpose. You read the self-confidence formula. You can put your affirmations on there and you can just hit loop and then start listening to that throughout the day, whenever you have, like me, if you're driving, listen to it, get that in your subconscious, and really start believing that it's going to be yours. And I think that's probably one of the most difficult things, especially if you've never had it, to really believe with feeling that it's yours. That's where the pictures come in and all that. But really, if you want to get out of your prison, which is most likely your thoughts, I know my thoughts are my prison. And, I'm doing what I can to get out of them. I'm aware of it. I've been doing personal development for a long time, but I'm really working to dive in deep, really, really start applying what's taught and just doing it, and we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to share that with you today. I hope you got some value from it. If you'd like to make some extra income, if you like what I provide, I have a private group, a VIP group. I'm actually going to be opening it up. There's going to be another doorway in. Right now, there's one doorway in. There's going to be another doorway in. So I really just want to help. More families become less stressed when it comes to their finances. Because I know what it's like. I've been there. I've done that. So it's one of the reasons why I put this group together. I want to get you to 500 plus a month. And I know that's completely doable. That's so you could do way, way better than that. I'm just saying, okay? But that's why I put together. I got recorded training. I do live training. When I learn something new, I bring it in the group. I got my resources. I got traffic sources. I mean, I got everything you could ever think of when it comes to what you need to do to get results, to start creating income online from the comfort of your home. Everything's in there. Only thing that you need to do is take action. Only thing you need to do is take action. So click that green check mark right below this video. And once you create your account and get started with that, I'm gonna send you an email and you'll get access to the group. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to me. I'm a real guy. I got my phone number out there somewhere. You can connect with me on Facebook. But I really do want to see more and more people start having some real success when it comes to working online, because there's just too big of a failure rate right now. There's just too big. And having gone through a lot of that stuff, like myself, like I made a lot of mistakes, and I've talked about it on this quite a bit, but I made a lot of mistakes. And my intention is to help you not make those mistakes, right? And really shortcut your path to getting the results you want to get and be able to create more income. Maybe not full-time income, but maybe it's just an extra $200 to $500 a month. I don't know. But anyway, that's what I got for today. You make it a great day. I got to run. I got a few other things I got to do. I got to take this dog out for a walk for one. And I'll see you on the next one.